Hello and welcome back to this finale of the Dark Souls playthrough. So we are currently here in Krelak's domain, and usually after the third invasion the four-knight Kirk should actually, his corpse should actually be here. Unfortunately with this character I only got invaded once, so there you have it. But just wanted to talk about him real quick because of the implications here. This jerk that invaded us throughout our journey did not so for selfish gains, but rather because he too wanted to help the fair lady. He probably had a similar experience to us, where he killed her sister and then found the fair lady in her pitiable state, and out of pity swore fealty to her. The actual reason why we are here is because I just stood here for about 15 minutes and offered about 80 humanity to the fair lady in hopes to get new dialogue. So let's hope for the best that we get some new dialogue.
What is it?
So, and you know what's the infuriating thing? You have to offer each humanity one by one. You can't offer multiple. Anyway.
Willow, my dear sister, you know, I still remember your beautiful, silky face. If only I could gaze upon it once more. I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister, but promise me that you...
Dude, really? No new dialogue? That's 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
My Quayla, do be safe.
You. And do not be with you. There is nothing to say except illusion.
Damn, that's a bit anticlimactic. Well then, let us go on our final journey. So before we do that, I actually got a spell from Krelak. Fire Tempest, I believe. Or was it Firestorm? One of these two. I believe this one we got from Quelana, right? Yeah, then this one is the new one. Out of the Flame of Chaos, which engulfed the Witch of Isolith and her daughters. Erect localized chaos fire pillars. The Witch of Isolith, in an ambitious attempt to copy the first flame, created instead the Flame of Chaos, a twisted bed of life. Oh, nothing that we didn't know already. Then, before we embark on our final journey, I actually want to take a look at all the dark spells once more, because I feel like they really capture the themes of Dark Souls. The black flames are weighty and inflict physical damage, enough to smack a whale. Well, maybe not this one. But what I mean is, for example... perhaps a human soul is closer to matter in its humanity. Although dark fog is, in theory, relatively close to humanity, it also happens to be a terrible poison for humans. Perhaps it reflects man's cruelty against his own. And finally, the Pursuers. I actually traded in Manus's boss soul with Snuggly the Crow for the Pursuers. Sorcery of Manus, Father of the Abyss. Grant a fleeting will to the dark of humanity, and volley the result. The will feels envy, or perhaps love. And despite the inevitable tried and tragic ending, the will sees no alternative. and is driven madly towards its target. And this very well reflects all the NPCs we have encountered along our journey. You have Logan in his endless pursuit of knowledge, which in the end drives him into madness and destroys him. You have Solaire in his pursuit of his own... Well, we do really not know what he seeks. He's kind of on a spiritual journey, in a pursuit of perhaps he is even seeking a goal or something along those lines. But the more and more he does not find it, the more he too faces the tragic ending. And then there is Sigmire, who sought adventure, and perhaps he wanted to escape the responsibilities to his family and left them in a pursuit of adventure. And he too was driven towards his target, but he too ended tragically. Who else do we have? I guess this even goes back to Oscar at the very beginning of the game, who sought to fulfill the prophecy of the undead which he heard his entire life, and tried to pursue this goal, and in his pursuit faced death. Yeah, and I think that was the major ones. Well then, let's end this.
If you wish, I shall grant the art of life drain, the legendary power of the Dark Lord. It can preserve your humanity while undead, and cast off the shackles placed upon your brethren.
No, that's alright. I just want a taxi.
Be still. Entrust thy flesh to me.
So, before we offer the Lord Souls, let's take a look at them, for all time's sake. Soul of Gravelord Nito, first of the dead. This Lord Soul was discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Gravelord Nito administers the death of all manner of beings. The power of this soul is so great that it satiates the Lord Vessel, despite the fact that much of its energy has already been offered to death. Soul of the Bed of Chaos and the mother of all demons. The Witch of Isolith attempted to duplicate the first flame from a soul, but instead created a distorted being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life, which would become the source of all demons, and is more than enough to satiate the Lord Vessel. The bequeathed Lord Soul Shard, soul of one of the four kings who fell to dark. Lord Gwyn recognized the foresight of these four great leaders of New London, and granted them the ranks and the fragments of a great soul. Although this is not a full Lord Soul, it can still satiate the Lord Vessel. Soul of the Albinos Sieve the Scaleless, a fragment of a Lord Soul discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Sieve allied with Lord Gwyn and turned upon the dragons, and for this he was awarded dukedom, embraced by the royalty and given a fragment of a great soul. Although just a piece, it will still satiate the Lord Vessel. So yeah, we have fought quite a few bosses. Now let us offer these souls to the Lord Vessel, so that we can go and fulfill our destiny, I guess. So I thought about it a little bit, why the souls are needed to access the kiln of the first flame, and it does actually make sense. Like, if our world, the very fabric of our world would be accessible, we would probably want it safeguarded by some mechanism. And this mechanism can only be opened if all the major players of the world are here. The problem is that all the major players in the world have either gone mad or corrupted in some place, so we had to drag their souls here by force in order to open this.
Magnificent. You have followed my teachings faithfully. You are the true Lord of Men, the Dark Lord. Now go forth and rid us of that enfeebled Gwyn. I, God, shall await you here.
Now this place here is intriguing, this staircase. Like, I don't know if this... What? If this place is supposed to even exist physically, or if this just is some kind of portal, or if this is just a metaphor for crossing dimensions. I have no idea. But it's certainly visually very unique. And you see the wandering souls of the knights that joined Gwyn as he went to link the flame. And probably burned along with him. There in the distance you can already see the kiln of the first flame. That you see everything here is covered in ashes and molten stone. And if you look at how the molten parts are facing, it looks like the flame burned in an outward spiral, originating in the building over there. And you also see how mighty the flame once must have been. Like, the molten material extends up until here. The flame now is only contained in this building over there. And this truly is a visually tense place. Like, I really like the... makes you kind of feel humble. And the walls here extend all around. Don't see an end to it. So I'm gonna practice my parry game a little for the final boss, because we kinda gonna need it. Well, you can beat him without parrying, but it makes it substantially easier. And these guys drop a lot of chunks, so if you are at the end of the game and you are aiming for the platinum trophy or 100% achievements or whatever platform you're playing, this is a great place to farm the final few chunks to get the weapon upgrade trophies. Well, maybe we shouldn't practice with this guy. He He packs quite the punch. Can you actually go up there? What the hell? I never went up there. Is there something here? Nah, okay. Interesting enough is that we see tree roots down here. Are those trees? I just thought that even the kiln is held up by arch trees. Interesting. Well, maybe we leave the parrying to other players who actually are able to do it. Because at this rate I won't have any more Estus when we reach the final boss. And you actually get the Black Knight set here at the very end of the game. Let's take a quick look at it. Where is it? There. The knights followed Lord Green when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ashes in the newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. So these guys we fought throughout our journey were actually only the spiritual remains of these knights. You can actually see the flame, the light the flame emits from here. So we are getting closer. There you see the first flame. Or at least what is left of it, I guess. Well, to be honest, there isn't really any flame left at this point. I guess it's only just embers. I'm not talking about the torch over there, I'm talking about the middle, structure in the middle. I just can't do it. Nope. I'm actually pretty decent at parrying Bloodborne, but in Dark Souls I'm just trash at it. Don't know why. Yeah, had we saved Solaire, we actually could have summoned him for the final boss. But Solaire makes it a little bit too easy. It is, after all, the final challenge of the game. Oh well. Here we are. Take a look at the capture. Yeah, seems to be working alright. Well done. Feeling kind of melancholy. Well, let's put an end to this, shall we? Just noticed that I'm wearing the wrong ring. That would have been awkward. Right. So Gwyn has been hyped up the entire game as this powerful lord, this Zeus-like figure, and god among gods. So let's see how strong he really is. Can for the life of me parry him. Alright. I'm gonna leave that be. Well, fuck me. You can parry him, I swear. Well, it's not that long of a walk. But it's kind of awkward after I made it all after I went all melancholy and quiet. As if this was gonna be the last battle. Okay. But the next try, actually gonna fight him without trying to parrying him. Let's see how that works out. So you saw he is actually really aggressive in his attacks. So you don't have a lot of downtime between his assaults. Can I outrun them? Or do I have to kill all of them? Oh god, no. Running away might not have been the ideal plan. Even at the very end, dude still manages to fuck up somehow. Okay, one last parry practice. Ooh! Alright. So I have to do it a little earlier than I expect, I guess. Nah, it's still not working out. Okay, rematch time, old man. Oh god damn, I'm playing terrible right now. Just earlier today I made first try color meat and now fucking Gwyn is kicking my ass. Come on, Grandpa. Come on, hit him! It's not a very dignified ending to this series. So yeah, you can use the terrain to your advantage to get a little space between the two of you. Like... Just gonna shut up and play. His sword has a deceptively large range. Damn, the old man still has it in him. And as you see down at the boss health bar, he's not Lord of Sunlight anymore, he's merely the Lord of Cinder. Having burnt out over centuries. There we go. To your knees, old man. New king is here. Yeah, and so we beat Dark Souls. And there's only one choice left. But let's first take a look at his boss soul. Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. And you can already see it's the most massive soul of all the souls we have collected so far. Soul of the Gwyn, Soul of the Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods, and burned as cinder for the first flame. But even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. Contains an incredible power. So with this soul you can actually make his sword in New Game Plus. Then there's only one choice left to make here. Do we link the flame and prolong the Age of Fire? Or do we leave all of this behind and usher in an Age of Dark? And we are gonna disregard Dark Souls 2 and 3 canon for a second, because they ruined everything. They made the choice irrelevant, which is the dumbest thing they could have done. If we link the flame, well, how should I say it? We shouldn't forget that the whole chosen undead thing was just a big scam, so they could find an undead dumb enough to sacrifice himself. So the gods just wanted to find a human that is dumb enough to sacrifice himself so they could live in prosperity once more. But you also have to see that in the Age of Fire many good things happened. Not only gods prospered, but men as well. Like if the Age of Fire never happened, you wouldn't have had people like Solaire or Sigmar and Siglind or Logan. Like all these stories might repeat themselves once more. But when they even if we usher in an Age of Fire once more, tragedies will repeat themselves also once again. However, if we choose an Age of Darkness, we can end the reign of the gods once and for all, and then humanity will be the leading player in the world. According to the words of Karth. We do not know if we can trust him really, because Karth is also the one who plunged Ulasil and New Londo into darkness, and we saw how that turned out. Darkness is still a frightening thing, and it can easily go out of control, as we have seen with Menace and the Abyss. So in the end there truly is no right choice, I think. And that leaves me here not knowing which one I should choose. I think linking the flame in the first place, was not the right thing to do. All things need to come to an end, even the world itself. Because if we do usher in an Age of Fire once again, the flame will go out once more and the suffering will begin just the same in an endless cycle. Maybe choosing the Age of Dark will allow the world to finally move on. Let us, in our final moments, let us look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Playing Fashion Souls at the very end. Those look cool. And then I wanna have the Black Knight. How does that look? The legs don't really go with the armor. Yeah, you see how I usually spend my time between recordings. That looks kinda cool. Nah, the legs still don't go with the armor. Something fitting for a Dark Lord. It's always the damn legs. Yeah, this looks fine. Do we have a helmet that... I'd like this helmet in a darker color tone. I don't wanna go full Sauron, that's a little too cliché. Don't really have anything, damn. Oh well, I've made you wait long enough. This will do. This will do just fine.
My lord, bless thy safe return. Let calf and fraft serve your highness. We are here to serve your highness. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.
Oh boy, we are done. Honestly, that took longer than I originally anticipated. Like, when did I start this? Mid-November. Now, at the time of this recording, it's the end of December. When this goes up, it's probably gonna be mid-January, right? I forgot how long of a game Dark Souls actually is. Yeah, but it was a fun experience, I guess. Even just talking about it helped myself understand the game a little better. And yeah, thank you for being with us along the way. The 2 viewers that actually watched this as it was uploaded, and that one random guy that finds this playthrough 7 years from now and starts to watch it, and even that one guy who accidentally clicked the wrong video and then immediately closed it again. Thank you to you too. And yeah, I might do something of this nature again in the future, I don't know yet. Not in the near future. Need a break. I wanna be able to play games again without non-stop talking. And I certainly won't play such a long game again in such a format. Because yeah, this is what now? Almost 40 parts. And yeah, I don't really have any other parting words. I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe you wanna play Dark Souls through yourself now, and that's fine. Like, watching it and experiencing it are two very different things. Like, I don't think it takes a lot away from the experience to have watched this. Maybe you can even appreciate it more now that you know some things that a first time player might not necessarily know. Yeah. And I guess for the rest of the credits I'm just gonna be quiet and let you enjoy the nice instrumental track they made for this moment. It might not have always seemed like it, but Dark Souls is really my favorite game. And it's always a joy to play it.